All right, so let's talk about Circle of Fortune. So early on in 1.0, I went and explored trade, Merchants Guild, and gave my review on it. Since then, I have now played a hardcore Healing Hands Vengeance Paladin to 100 and beyond, and I've done it with Circle of Fortune. It was solo character found as my first one, so it's basically a solo experience, like a total solo experience in Circle of Fortune, so I'm not relying on anything outside of the faction. And so this is going to be like my impressions on how I feel about it. I'll start off by saying I still think, I said in the Merchants Guild one that I think that COF is going to be more casual friendly, and I definitely stand by that after doing it. Just some of the rewards you can get in here, just like coming online pretty early. Twice as many dropped items, chance to double your idol drops, more exalteds. I mean, this is all by way before you get anything good in Merchants Guild, which is 7 and 8. Double rewards from Monolith Echoes is great for leveling for the XP, but also everything else you get. Uniques being twice as likely to legendary potential at 6, just awesome. And then by the time you get 7 and 8, you're getting really good stuff too. So I think this is still better for casual players than the current experience that you get in Merchants Guild. As far as once you get past casual and like actually play enough to get to like rank 7, rank 8, rank 9, I think it becomes a lot more interesting between the two. Merchants Guild, we are seeing some stabilization in the market, but not enough to where 1LP stuff aren't basically 0 gold. However, you can get like a lot of stuff to drop in COF if you do your prophecies right. And so like I've already got a 2LP Hakar's Phoenix over here. I've only got a 1LP Peak because prophecies don't really affect that, and I haven't really farmed it enough. I do have a 1LP Auroras, wasn't prophecy based. Got this cool font, which wasn't even prophecy based as well. Like I really only got, now that I look at it, one unique that was prophecy based that I'm wearing. So it's been quite a bit slower of a progression. This wasn't even prophecy based. I do have a Cleaver Solution that is pretty decent if I wanted to switch to that setup for more of a war generation setup. So I've got like 2 good items. But by this point on Merchants Guild, I was absolutely decked out. Like crazy, everything 2LP. So it's definitely a slower progression, which I like. Because Merchants Guild, I felt like I got all of my gear really fast. And then what do? I guess I push Corruption. Okay, I push Corruption, now I'm bored. Now I don't really want to play this character anymore. Whereas with Circle of Fortune, there's still the carrot that I'm chasing. And it's consistently being chased, and it feels really good. Like I'm well post 100, I'm still chasing a number of things. This is more like the experience I had pre 1.0 where we didn't have these factions. This feels a lot more like it, except I have another avenue to chase stuff. So that's really, really good. So I'm really enjoying COF. I think this would be probably my main. I'll probably play this most of the time. I'll do MG every once in a while. But this is probably where I'm going to end up for most of my characters. That being said, there are some things that I don't necessarily think are great or could be adjusted. The big one for me is the way that we spend favor and the way lenses work with that. So unless you super juice the cost of your favor, it's not very expensive, and it's not that hard to get like 100,000 plus favor, just like going out and doing stuff for a while and then coming back. And you can fill up 30 prophecies in here. I think it's 30 or 40. I think it's 30. It looks more like 40. 40 prophecies in here. So if you burn through a lot of your prophecies, then come back here and have a lot of favor to spend, you can be in here a half hour, 45 minutes easy. Just re-rolling, looking, re-rolling, looking, re-rolling, looking. I just think that's too long to be spending in a UI like this. I want to go get my prophecies and then get back into the world and go find them. Like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to spend a lot of time in here. So I don't really like that. And you can juice up the lenses to like double and then double again the cost of these. So this goes from like 5,000 to like 20,000 or whatever. This is actually really expensive compared to most of them. Most of them are like 1,500, 2,500, 1,500. You can do that, but to do so means you have to either take on content that you don't want to take on. So like you have to remove maybe the dungeon lens on here that prevents dungeons from showing up. Or maybe there's one in here that's you're using to get more rings to show up. You can't use that one now. Which brings me to my other point, is I don't like that the lenses are mutually exclusive with things that are like very different. So I think the lens system should be a way to create better quality of life for the character. It also should have some juicing options, but if I want to turn off dungeons and I want to turn off arenas because I don't like that content, I don't want to do it, I shouldn't have to choose between that and, like, am I going to juice something up? I think those should be on their own. So, like, there should be some, like, lens slots for certain content I don't want to do. And then there should be ones for, like, juicing, where I have to choose between other juicing options instead of turning off content. I think that would make this feel a lot better, and I wouldn't feel like I'm being punished for going to juice, and now I'm stuck with, like, a bunch of content I don't want to do, and I have to try to re-roll through that, or I have to figure out, like, what's the optimal strategy of what I can take out and what I have to keep in to find enough of the prophecies that I need. It's just kind of a weird setup right now. It's not bad. It's just, I think it could be a lot better if I didn't have to make those kind of decisions. Like, I like having difficult decisions to make, but not when it's just like, do you want to take quality of life or do you not want quality of life to get some juicing? I don't think that's a very good decision to be making for a player. So I would like to see that change. And I would like to see, as far as the favor cost goes, I think this stuff should be, like, a lot more expensive, but also more valuable. So, like, maybe this is, 2,500 unique one-handed axe times 2. As you get higher in ranks, maybe this gives you more axes, but costs more. So maybe it gives you 3, 4, 5 axes, but now it's going to cost you 7,500 or something. Something in line with the actual cost. So it's like you're not getting punished for getting higher. So, like, maybe at 5 you get 5 at 5,000. So, like, it's really, really profitable, but you're not spending as much time in here. I just think having to get 40 prophecies is too much. It's just way too much. Like, 10 or 20 would have been more than enough. 20 even sounds kind of a little bit too much for me. I want these things to be, like, really awesome, and when I hit them, like, I know I hit them, but also, when a lot of times it is, but also I don't have to, like, just load up so many prophecies, so I'm spending so much time here. That's really my biggest issue with COF at this point, is I spend too much time in this UI at one time, and the lenses thing. Outside of that, I think everything else is really good. I guess there's one other thing I could say negatively, which is what everyone kind of knows who plays COF, is this is, like, useless. Like, the rank 9 is so useless. A set item would drop, the whole set drops, but no one uses set items, and by that time you already have your set or your full set anyway, if you've been playing if you've been actually, like, focusing on it with the prophecies. So this is, like, gonna do you absolutely no good. So your rank 9 is like, why bother? Why is there even a reward there? It makes no sense. But I guess along with that too, we could talk about the progression speed, because it's pretty slow. Like MG, it's about the same speed. It's not as bad for COF because you feel like you're still progressing in other ways, but it isn't. These are really big grinds. Like, I've been 100 for more than a full day at this point, and I'm still, like, how far away from tier 10? 1,236,954. Take off 40,000 of that from the favor that I have, and it just seems like a long time. It's not as bad as MG, because MG just blocks you so hard from doing really big stuff in 7 and 8, which is what really feels bad there. But it's still, like, I feel like my character is going to be pretty much fully decked out and ready to go by the time I hit this rank 10, because it's so far away. So is it really doing me a whole lot of good to even hit it? Like, I guess it probably will be a little bit valuable if, like, I haven't completely min-maxed. But not as valuable as it could be if I get this a little bit earlier, and then it comes online, it's like, oh wow, like, I still need a lot of stuff, and now this is going to help me out a lot. So I'd like to see that be a little bit less. Not as crazy as MG. MG I thought was really, really off. This one's not really off, but it still takes a good long while to get to that rank 10. That rank 10's really, really out there. I think that's all that I really have about Circle of Fortune. Overall, I think it's really good. Like, I really do. I think it's really good. No, I have one other thing I want to talk about, actually. One more, which is the boss items not having anything in Circle of Fortune that seems to really affect it. Well, that's not true, not anything, because you get the uniques are twice as likely to have legendary potential, so that's nice. But not having any boss prophecies at all, like the boss items that do drop themselves, is kind of strange, because those items are so valuable, and it feels like now it's harder to get those in a lot of ways than it is to get everything else that you possibly need. So, like, I'm running around with the 2 LP Hakars, which the UI is not turning on because there's a bug. I'm running around with 2 LP Hakars with melee attack and shred armor. I really wanted melee crit, but oh well. And I've only got a regular shattered chains. I've only dropped 2 of these, and I still haven't gotten a siphon of anguish that I'm happy with. Like, I had a 3 LP of this in MG. It was easy to get. So that does feel a little off too. I'd love to see some prophecies in there that actually affect the boss drops. Like, maybe give them additional LP or additional chance for LP or additional chance for the rare ones to drop or something like that. So that becomes another part of the COF like value that you're getting, just like it is in MG. Because in MG you get a ton of value on boss drops because you just buy the boss drops. So yeah, that's all the feedback I really have on that. I do think it's really good for casuals. I think it's a good system. I think people do enjoy it, and they enjoy it for good reasons. And I think it just really needs some tweaks at this point, and then it's going to be an amazing system. So I think it's pretty close to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great time in Last Epoch, and I'll see you all again real soon.